Have you ever thought that a yacht pole review would put you in jail in the US? There are certain things that you can do in the West that we take for granted, but you cannot do it in certain emerging markets. For example, in Vietnam, this review had put a person in jail. So today we're going to talk about the penalties that are involved, the consequences, and we'll tell you a story and how that ended up. So let's get started. Hello, my name is Ken Duong, international and immigration business attorney with over 12 years of experience helping individuals and companies do business and work in Vietnam, but also understanding their civil and criminal disputes and what could happen. So that's what we're going to talk today about, criminal actions that can get you landed in jail. So we want to make sure that you stay tuned to this and other information that we'll provide coming up. We want to make sure that you understand your actions and the consequences of those actions so that you will not make those mistakes when you're living in Vietnam. Something we take for a basic right in the West, and more particularly in the United States, is freedom of speech. Freedom of speech confers the free and public expression of opinions without censorship, interference, and restraint by the government. In other words, you can generally voice your opinion and you can't be silenced by the government nor pursued by doing so. However, there are some limitations on what you can or can't say. Those limitations that you find in the United States become the general standard in Vietnam, and I will show you what those limitations are. I am talking about social media interactions or comments amongst people and with other people. So in Vietnam, under the defamation laws, especially under the Criminal Code 2015, Section 167 of 2013, and also Decree 15 of 2020, specifies that comments that are made against people or companies in public that causes harm to them will be considered a punishable offense in Vietnam. You have different actions that are reprehensible in Vietnam and in very specific categories, and we will discuss them below. Number 1, gestures and words that are humiliating, provocative, teasing, or insulting to the honor and dignity of others. Penalties for that range from 100,000 VND to 30 million VND and or up to 3 years behind bars. Number 2, fabricating information or spreading false information to harm somebody's reputation or infringes upon another person's lawful rights and interests. Penalties range from 10 million to 50 million VND or up to 12 months of imprisonment. Number 3, providing, sharing fake information, untruthful information, distorting false accusations, insulting the reputation of agencies or organizations, honor and dignity of the individual. You can be fined from 5 million to 100 million VND. Committing the crime twice or more, the offenders shall be sentenced between 3 months and 2 years in prison. Number 4, making false accusations, fabricating and defaming an organization, agency, or business on Facebook or other social media platforms. Penalties range from VND 10 million to 30 million. Offenders can be sentenced to between 1 and 3 years of imprisonment. There's really no need to say that Vietnam takes defamation seriously. So there's an instance that happened this year whereby a woman was caught for a basic traffic violation, but she was unhappy with the results and unhappy with the fine. So therefore, she started arguing and then began live streaming the interaction with the police, which caused them to be much more infuriated because she was saying many false and defaming information about the police. And a week later, the lady received a notice for penalties of 12.5 million VND, not for driving violations or not presenting driving documents, but for violations of the law under post, telecommunications, technology, and other transactions related to the defamation law. Another instance this time saw a restaurant owner sentenced to prison for 12 months for insulting a patron and live streaming the interaction on Facebook. Earlier last year, a patron was invited back to the restaurant to discuss with the manager after warning other people on a Facebook group about finding tapeworms in her food. Instead of apologizing for the incident, the restaurant owner put the blame on the patron, insulted and threatened her while live streaming the scene on Facebook. The restaurant owner also forced the patron to retract her comment she has made on Facebook and forced her to deny the accusation. It turns out that less than 2 months later, the restaurant owner was sentenced because he insulted the patron while live streaming the content on social media. Given the relative ease of being able to report and comment online, we want to make sure that you understand it is better to take your grievances or your thoughts to private settings and discuss with the people directly instead of live streaming or putting it on social media. So Vietnam, like many other Asian countries, take their face and their image very seriously. Thus, they've created these laws that reflect cultural norms in the society. So at Duong Global, we want to make sure that you understand what the etiquette is in Vietnam. And if you have any grievances or you have any issues or conflicts you need to help resolve, please contact us via the phone number, the email, or through our YouTube channel. So thank you very much, as we always try to make sure that you are protected in your life in Vietnam. And as always, make sure you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment below if you're facing any of these defamation law issues, and of course, click on the bell for notifications for all future videos. So on behalf of Duong Global, my name is Ken Duong. Thank you very much for watching this video.